Welcome to our GTV preview show for the race meeting at Fairview on the Polytrack, Tuesday the 27th of August. We've got 8 races carded. The first of the 8 due off at 12:40. And as always, we've got Grant Paddock on the line. Grant, how are you doing?
Yeah, morning, Graham, morning, Panthers. Yeah, all good this side. Weather's top class in PE at the moment, but don't hold your breath. It'll probably change tomorrow and the next.
Yeah, of course, we record the show, as always, bright and early on the morning of the day prior to racing. So let's get straight into it. Richard Fourie starts the defence of his championship at Fairview at this meeting, and he kicks off with a 3-10 favourite for Kelly Mitchley. Richard Fourie rides number 2, Vintage Crystal. That is at 3-10. Number 1, Elusive Matter, is at 9-2. Number 4, Beijing Boulevard, is at 5-1. Now, of course, this is the opening leg of the bike pot. Short and sweet, is Vintage Crystal going to deliver, Grant?
Yeah, 100%, Graham. It looks like if she doesn't win this, I don't think she'll ever win a race. So, yeah, best opportunity to win a race like this. And confident first selection. Richard should open up his tally in the first on Friday. And to back it up, the stable companion, Beijing Boulevard, will be there and thereabouts, and Elusive Matter and Elegant Appeal. But, yeah, this should start off with a solid banker here in Vintage Crystal.
So there we go, short and sweet, solid bipod bank and outright first selection. But, of course, the betting tells the whole story. Number 2, Vintage Crystal, 3-10 to get Richard Fourie up and running for the 2024-2025 season. The second race is an open maiden over 1,600 metres, due for 13:15. This is the first leg of the place accumulated. The betting suggests quite a competitive little heat. Number 1, Hermitage, is at 5-2 on a local debut. Number 2, Mayor of Merivale, is at 3-1. 3, Home Reef, is at 15-4. 4, Come On Your Spurs, is at 7-1. 5, Donny's Boy, at 3-1. Those are the 5 runners of the 8-strong field that are quoted in single figures. Now, talk to us about number 1, Hermitage, making its debut in the province for the Kelly Mitchley stable. And once again, Richard Fourie has been engaged on the 4-year-old son of Patala Palace.
Yeah, Graham, I spoke to the yard this morning. They're expecting a massive run from him. They suggested I take the first 2 race double. So they're expecting a massive run from Hermitage. Mayor of Merivale, obviously a big danger, but he's had enough opportunities to win. There was a lot of talk about this horse, Home Reef, from the Sharon Kotson yard. I've just got concerns with that last form line. It's really, really not very strong. And then Jean Nell's horses are running super well, so Come On Your Spurs has got to be in there. I think the winner will come from 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm going for the 1 to beat the 4 and the 3.
So there we go, Hermitage fancied to score on local debut. He's only had 9 starts in the maiden ranks. All of those were on the Highveld. Makes his Eastern Cape debut on the Polytrack in the first leg of the place accumulator at Fairview, which goes off at 13:15. So let's move on to the third race, which is the opening leg of the Pick 6. It's a graduation plate for fillies and mares over 1,600 metres. And number 1, As Fate Has It, is at 22-10. That's for the Craig Zaki, Gavin Smith combination. Number 2, Back for More. Richard Fourie again aboard a well-fancied runner, but this time for the boss, Alan Greef. Number 2, Back for More, is at even money. Number 5, Amazing Colours, is at 15-4. Only 6 runners carded for this graduation plate over 1,600 metres for the fillies and mares. The average merit rating is 76. Number 2, Back for More, is at even money. Grant, does he deserve to be that short in the market, or does she deserve to be that short in the market?
Graham, she should be shorter. I think she opened up 12-10. She's now shortened in 9-10. She should be shorter. Got this field at her mercy. She's got 59.5 kilos off an 87. She's getting weight from an 82. She's very, very well in. She's run against far stronger than this horse, than this field. And she's going to take an absolute power beating Richard Fourie. First 3 races by the looks of things. There's a banker in everything, Graham. And yeah, back from off to beat As Fate Has It, Lady Luck, and Amazing Colours.
Well, so far, it looks like it's absolute plain sailing. Richard Fourie to open the card with winners in races 1, 2, and 3. That's the way it looks. But we go to race 4, which is the first leg of Jackpot 1. It's an open maiden over 1,900 metres, due off at 14.25. This, again, the betting suggests could be quite a competitive heat. Number 2, Potent Captain, is at 11-2. 3, Island Master, 33-10. 5, Take a Mulligan, who gets the compression marks and the cheek pieces, is at 5-1. The favourite is number 6, Crimson Comet, again the Kelly Mitchley stable, and there has been anti-post betting support for number 6, Crimson Comet. Samunga Kumalo takes the ride. Number 7, Kamaria, is at 6-1. So number 6, Crimson Comet, 16-10. He's starting to put his act together. He's run places in his last 2 starts. What do you make of Crimson Comet?
Nice little horse, Graham. To me, I thought he'd be a little bit better later on in the season. Still quite a weak horse. Tends to run in behind horses when you go for him. He'll move up, and then as soon as he starts labouring, he dives in behind horses. I don't think he's a 14-10 shot, I must be honest with you. Island Master, definitely a better proposition for me. He holds him on the last run as well. And then there's this horse, Potent Captain, who's stepping up to a 1900, but enjoys the poly very much so. The filly, Kamaria, off a lightweight, she's coming on the right way, improving all the time. No concerns with the 1900 for her. She's definitely a runner. 4 horses in the pick 6 here, Graham. The 2, the 3, the 6, and the 7. And I'm tipping at 3, 6, 2, and 7.
Going with number 3, Island Master, to confirm the form with number 6, Crimson Comet. They ran 2nd and 3rd respectively behind Bell's First Wave, and there was about 3 parts of a length between them. But Grant of the view that Sharon Cotson's runner, Island Master, can confirm the form with the favourite number 6, Crimson Comet, who, as I said, is finding anti-post market support. Race 5, first leg of Jackpot 2, is a Pinnacle Stakes over 1,900 metres. It's due off at 3 o'clock. Number 1, Zatara Magic, is at 7-2. The favourite is number 2, Global Ally, at 14-10. 3, Bournemouth, is 8-1. 4, Sky Hotfix, 10-1. 5, No Place Like Home, 9-2. 6, Magical Midlands, 10-1. And 7, Euphoric, is at 11-2. Now, number 4, 6, Hotfix gets the blinkers. That's a late declaration. And there's a form update for number 7, Euphoric. Ran on Friday the 23rd, ran 2nd, beaten 3 lengths by Fateful Day. So that's a form update for number 7, Euphoric. But once again, Richard Fourie is under the microscope here with Alan Greef. Number 2, Global Ally, the 14-10 favourite. Seldom runs a bad race, Grant.
Yeah, seldom runs a bad race. You spot on there, Graham. And back on the poly is the big plus. He really does like the surface. He's going to be a big runner. I don't like this race, I'll be very honest with you. I went to field in the bipod here. I want to double up. There's a couple of horses that are back in trip, a couple of horses that are trying to improve form. 6 Hotfix back on our poly. It's last run on the poly, or second last run on the poly in Durban at 1. So that's definitely open for improvement. And Zatara Magic, a solid front runner, could get away with it if there's a tailwind tomorrow. So I've gone the field. Global Alley is probably the right horse, but pick 6 go as wide as possible. Field is the safest bet.
So as you heard there, Grant's gone the field in the bipod, which is a clear indication that you should go the field in the pick 6 and the jackpot as well. There are other more natural banker options earlier on in the day, and perhaps also a little later on as we move to race 6, which is an MR80 handicap over 2,200 metres. Due off at 15.35. It's the first leg of the final pick 3. Number 1, Catch the Tune, is at 6-1. Number 2, Pay Night, is at 5-1. 4, Storm Commander, is 8-1. 5, Downing 7 is 8-1. And then we get to the 2 fancied runners. Number 8, Harold the Duke, at 28-10. And number 9, Puerto Plata, for Richard Fourie and Alan Greef. They're at 18-10. So again, Richard Fourie and Alan Greef, they top the betting boards, but it is a handicap. It is over 2,200 metres. Take us through the race, Grant.
Yeah, nice races actually, Graham. It really is a nice race. My value bet on the day is the 2 Pie Night. I think he's going to be a very, very big runner. Back on the poly, back up to 2,200. I don't think there's a problem with that. He's definitely very good value at 5-1. And then the two at the bottom, Harold the Duke and Puerto Plata, there's very little to choose between the 2 of them. 2,200 is going to suit both of them. Both got solid jockeys on them. It's going to, Puerto Plata leaves it late, and Harold the Duke is one of those horses that races up there. And then For a horse that needs to be added in from the Jacques Stratum yard, this horse Downing 7 needs to go in over this kind of a trip with Dennis, and I must say Dennis is riding very well down in Port Elizabeth. And then the top weight Cassature probably got a little bit to do, but I see there's been a little bit of early money back on the poly. Put a line to that last one over the grass. Back on the poly, it's got to go in. Graham, I'm tipping it. Where did I go here? I went to Panite to beat the two at the bottom, the 9, the 8, and finishing with Cassature and Downing 7.
Yeah, it is interesting that Pay Night is your value bet at 5-1, has had its last 4 starts on the turf track, but its record on the poly track is makes for interesting reading. 6 starts for 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 2 thirds, so yet to finish out of the top 3 on the poly track, and as you say, goes to 2,200 meters. So there you heard it from Grant. 5-1 could be an attractive each-way play for number 2, Pay Night, in race 6. As we go to race 7, which is a classified stakes over 1,300 meters, due off at 4:15. Number 2, Pashton Wali, is at 9-2. Number 3, Coastal Path, 15-2. Number 6, Can't Say No, is at 28-10. Number 7, A Bit Chilly, who gets the blinkers, is at 6-1. 8, Sweet and True, 7-2, and 9, Great Times, is 9-1. So this is the penultimate race. It's over 1,300 meters. Richard Free and Alan Greff team up with the early favourite, number 6, Can't Say No, from pole position. Will they get the run of the race, Grant?
Yeah, he's going to have the run of the race. This filly can go up there as well, so that's not a problem. You know, classified stakes, the fillies are well in, so she's got to be a massive runner, there's no doubt. I like the looks of Passion Wali from the Cliffy Miller yard with Marco, and Marco's also riding very, very well lately. Holding solid form, loves the course and distance. I can't see how he can miss the first 3. Also very good value on the each way. A horse like Great Times at the bottom, also very good over the course and distance. Big price Kumala, he's going to get the best out of him. He'll be a runner. Charlie Malone, very in and out kind of a horse. 2 runs back, he won well. Then he ran a shocker. From a good draw, he can't be left out as well. And then the filly Can't Say No. Tricky kind of a races for me, Graham. But I am in the camp of the 2 horse here. I've tipped it 2, 9, 4, and 8. And you have to add in the Richard Puri factor, the 6.
Okay, so from Grant's point of view, number 6, Can't Say No, is a favourite that you can take on. He's in the camp of number 2, Pashton Wali, from a nice draw. Pashton Wali holding his form well, and the Cliffy Miller stable continuing to send out the winners. And as Grant mentioned, Marco Ferensberg is riding extremely well. The betting suggests that the 8th and final race, an MR66 handicap over 1,200 metres, is the most open on the card. But the last time I made that comment to Grant Paddock a couple of weeks ago, he said, "No, you're crazy, go check with Love, is an absolute certainty, never mind the betting." And that's the way it turned out to be. So I'm going to be hesitant about labelling this an open race and a difficult race, but I suspect that's the way you'll see it as well, Grant. The 8th race, 1,200 metres, where do we go?
100%, Graham. This is tricky. You've got the likes of Arturo, who can be in and out. I must be honest, he's favourite. He can be in and out. I like a bit of this horse Iron Tail with Louis up. I think he's going to be a massive runner on the poly. I see there's been a bit of early money for War Launch. He did show improvement over the 1,100 last time out. 1,200 could be an issue. Jackson, Mississippi now onto the poly from the grass. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure on that one, but Duncan's horses are running pretty well. Then Mr. Bodacious doesn't really get the 12. So, you know, back end of quartets for him. Swisswald ran Friday, ran a good race over 5 furlong, 62 kilos. If he takes his place, he'll probably have to go in. One of those races where you've got to go wide. I tipped it 3, 5, 7, 2, but you're going to have to add in the likes of Swisswald as well. And maybe War Launch. Not a nice race at all, Graham. Punters need to go as wide as possible. Place accumulator, you'll probably get away with the 3 and the 5, Arturo, Iron Tail. I've got a slight preference for Iron Tail here.
So there we go, Iron Tail, the slight preference for Grant, but it is a trappy 66 handicap. They are betting 9-2 the field, which tells you the whole story. And with reference to that run of number 1, Swiss Walt, on Friday ran 3rd, 2.5 lengths behind Bethel. So as Grant mentioned, if number 1 Swiss Walt stands his ground, he's got to be in the play despite 62 kilograms. So we've got a mixture of trappy races and others that are easy. We're looking for Richard Faree now that he starts his campaign for the 2024-2025 season to get off the mark quickly with a deep odds-on favourite in the opener, but perhaps to ride the first 3 on the card. He could well ride half this card. And Grant's suggested bet is the bipod. He's also got us a best bet and a value bet. So take it away, Grant.
Thanks very much, Graham. My best bet, race 3, number 2, back for more. My value bet, race 6, number 2, Pioneer. And my suggested bets, the bipod goes as follows. We open up with a banker of 2, by 1 and 3, by banker 2, by 3 and 6, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, by 1, 2, 8, 9, for 112 Rand.
112 Rand, that's the cost, a full unit for that bipod. And as you can see, Grant's taken no chances in the penultimate leg, included the whole field. But the earlier races do look more punter-friendly, if I can put it that way, than the later races. As always, Grant, thank you very much for your contribution, and have a good day's racing.
Thank you very much, Graham, and good luck to those punters tomorrow. Goodbye.
So there we go, 8 races on the poly track, Tuesday the 27th of August, the first off at 12:40. Check your various platforms for card changes, etc. Monitor the betting. We record the show early on Monday morning, the day prior to race day. From me, Graham Hawkins, ciao for now.